I'd like to talk today about working directly meditatively with fear. Almost always when fear arises, we project onto the trigger. We're not really feeling the fear in our body. Instead, we're saying, I'm afraid of him, I'm afraid of that, I'm afraid of them. So the first step in directly working with fear, using our meditative practice as a way of not getting lost in fear, not pushing away fear, but actually being able to be awake during fear, is it possible when fear arises to actually let go of the narrative, let go of the story, let go of the reactivity, and learn to be with what it feels like to be afraid in the body. What's going on in the belly? What's going on in the heart? What's going on around your eyes, around your mouth? Is it possible to really drop into the immediate experience of being afraid? And I remember the first time that I was really awake during fear. And it just shocked me. I'd been awake feeling sad, being really present for feeling angry, for all kinds of emotions. But when fear arose, I would always go to sleep. I would always say, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. In English, we say, I am afraid. In Spanish, we say, I have fear. In Tibetan, we say, fear is here. So I would get lost in, I am afraid, and I'm afraid of that. So the first time I experienced it, it was like shocking. This is what fear feels like. Can we learn to become intimate, to gently move into what frightens us? And then the second step is, can we have compassion? Can we have an openness, a relaxed, precise, penetrating awareness in relationship to the fear? Can we treat this part of ourselves that's been lost in fear with the kindness that we would hold a wounded animal or a newborn baby? So that fear then, instead of being the enemy, becomes the gateway, the portal into a deeper relationship with our heart. As we're feeling the fear, instead of getting lost in it, instead of pushing it away, we're using the fear as the inspiration for deepening, for opening, for trusting. Fear softening us rather than hardening into something we push away. Fear can be a big overblown fear, a big intense thing. Fear can be a much more subtle background sense of anxiety. And in my experience, almost everybody is living with background anxiety. Almost everybody has this place where we're not completely settled, we're not completely letting go into being present. Can you begin to explore the difference between actions or speech that come out of feeling really present and open and surrendered into love versus actions that come out of fear and anxiety? So that really what we're saying here is that there's a lot of uncertainty in life, but uncertainty doesn't necessarily need to create anxiety. Can we be with impermanence? Can we be with the way that things are changing without getting lost in anxiety, without getting lost in fear? Being with it as, this is what is happening in my life right now. This is my life right now. And that I'm able to use even intense fear as well as this more subtle background anxiety as an impulse to go more deeply into surrender, into clear awareness. Fear is crucial to be able to work with. In a way, all fear is based in fear of death, the place where we're lost in separateness. And until we can work with that fundamental sense of separateness, we will be getting lost in all the other emotions too, anger, sadness, whatever it might be. So that working with fear that leads to the agitation and restlessness in our lives is crucial to awakening. Thanks so much.